crazy results last week in the Europa Conference League as Celtic got battered at home by Bodø Glimt. Will they go through to the next stage? We'll take a little look at that and more next. Giving a prediction video today. We look forward to the 2021-2022 playoff, last 16, whatever you want to call it, second legs, of course, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, keep banging up to date with all things Rovers related, Europa League, Conference League related, world football. We got it all here, boys, under one roofski, of course. Yes, some of the big boys are waiting in the wings, but will, of course, the likes of Marseille, Celtic, PAOK, of course, Vitesse join them in the actual last 16. We'll take a look at it, all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, guys. Thank you for loving, of course, behind the scenes. But anyway, we're going to jump in the deep end, of course, and take a look back at, of course, the first legs and my picks, your picks, of course, see how we all doing. Of course, then go into the second legs, of course, who we think will make it to the actual last 16, where they're joined by some of the bigger boys. So let's get into the deep end then, shall we? Of course, here we go. Remind ourselves of the 16 clubs that are made in the playoffs. We've got PSV, Rapid Vienna, Leicester City, Slavia Prague, Sparta Prague. We've got Fenerbahçe, Midtjylland, of course, from Denmark, Marseille and Celtic. They were joined by Maccabi Tel Aviv, of course, from Israel, Vitesse, Randers up there, Partizan Belgrade, Slavia Prague there, PAOK, Qarabağ, and of course, Bodø Glimt, who've been a great force in the group stages and here in the playoffs. Let's take a look at, of course, my picks then, shall we? Here we go. PSV picked up a 2-1 win. That was my pick against Maccabi Tel Aviv. It was actually a 1-0 win, so not too shabby for the Dutchies there. Of course, tippy-toe and in front on that one. Meanwhile, Rapid Vienna against Vitesse, I went with a 1-1 draw. It was a 2-1 win in the end for Vienna. Of course, big win for them. Leicester City, no problem there against Randers, 4-1 win in the end. 2-0 win was my pick. Sparta Prague, 2-0 win over Partizan Belgrade. It was actually a 1-0 win for Partizan Belgrade on the road. Monster win that one. Fenerbahçe against Slavia Prague. I went with a 0-0. It was a 3-2 win in the end for Slavia Prague on that one. Midtjylland, 3-2 win over PAOK was my pick. 1-0 win in the end. There, of course, got the advantage on that one. And of course, Marseille, 2-0 winners over Qarabağ was my pick. The real deal was a 3-1 win, so not too shabby there. But of course, the surprise package. I went with a 3-1 win for Celtic, but guess what? It was a 3-1 win the other way, going in favour of Glimt in the end. Of course, caused problems for Roma, caused problems for all sorts of teams this European adventure, and still remain well on track to make it through to the actual last 16. Those, of course, my picks, and of course, the results as well. Let's take a look at your picks then, shall we? Here we go. Take a bloody bow. Hans Worst, Jurgen, even Hussein, Vinny Hong, don't have one. Carl Muckian, all got 5 out of 8 there, so not too shabby, of course. And then a big shout out to my patrons as well, kicking ass and taking names. Bianca Muller on tops there. What about the grand old scheme of things then, shall we? Here we go. Is the master lead one. Vinny Hong leads, of course, 59 points on the board. 77, of course, Shane O'Donnell and Hans Worst are in second spot at the moment. So it is quite tight at the top of the table. It could go either way, and of course, you could get yourselves right back in the thick of things with the next round of matches. 8 points on the agenda for you, and we're going to get them right at you right here, right now. Prediction League, Cutley/ECL picks, free to enter. Get your name in there, of course, and we'll see you next week. So here we go then. These are the clubs. They've flip-flopped around. Of course, we now go to Israel to take off Maccabi Tel Aviv to take on PSV. So let's jump in the deep end on that one then, shall we? Of course, and have a look at the game itself. Again, a lot of these teams are playing tomorrow, which is Sunday. I'm recording this on Saturday. No Rovers in action, so I thought I'd get on top of this one. Of course, let's take a look at it then. Of course, Maccabi Tel Aviv up against Eindhoven. Of course, on the 24th of Feb, played each other just the one time. It was a win for PSV last round. Of course, Maccabi Tel Aviv comes to now 1 defeat the past 6 for them, 75% form up against the PSV side, who won 3 on the spin, 67% form as well. Heading into this weekend, of course, Maccabi Tel Aviv will take on Hapoel Haifa, of course, over in Israel, and of course, they're expected to win that one. PSV Eindhoven taking on Heerenveen, also expected to win that one as well. Got no odds on any of these. Of course, we are coming at you pretty early. I think they're going to wait until the games have been played on the weekend before they give their odds, but I can't wait that long, so I'm going to jump in the deep end and give you my thoughts. Of course, PSV are strong here. It's going to be a tricky place to go. Is Israel, and of course, Maccabi Tel Aviv are no slouches. 1-1 will be the result for me on my eyes, but of course, it will be enough for them to go through to the actual last 16 where they're joined by the bigger boys in the end. So 2-1 win in the end on aggregate, 1-1 on the night for me on this one. Kicking forward to be Vitesse Arnhem taking on Rapid Vienna. They've got it all to do, haven't they? And of course, this one, oh my gosh, it's going to be messy. Not that kind of messy, but this messy. So let's take a look at, of course, Vitesse Arnhem over in the Dutchlands now, up against Rapid Vienna. Played each other just the one time. Of course, Vitesse coming to his 5 defeats on the spin. Absolutely horrific form, 17% form for them right now. Up against the Rapid Vienna side, just 1 win in 3 for them, 67% form as well. Of course, it was a 2-1 win, the first leg, back in, of course, Austria. And of course, course, heading into this game, Vitesse will take on Utrecht in the Dutchlands. They're expected to lose that game. Meanwhile, of course, Rapid Vienna taking on Sturm Graz. They're also expected to lose. So both sides could come into this game on the back of defeats. Vitesse Arnhem have been good in the Dutchlands, of course, for the past couple of seasons, but I think they've had a right old skids right now, starting to slump down the old Eredivisie. Meanwhile, Rapid Vienna don't really know what's going on over there in Austria, but they are, of course, traditionally a strong team. I do anticipate a quite tight game on this one. I've gone with a 2-0 win though for Vitesse on the night. It'll actually get them through 3-2 on aggregate. Of course, which will of course be a bit of a surprise to the bookies on this one. I'm sure they will back Rapid Vienna for the win here, but I'm going to go with Vitesse. Just because I know they're a quality little team out in the Dutch, and they're of course under the radar over there. Usually they've hit a rough patch, but I think they have enough quality in the end. Kicking off though, Randers against Leicester City. Of course, this should be a no-brainer, right? Shouldn't it? It might be a difficult game, in fact, over in Denmark, but I think the tie is already over, courtesy of that first leg of the affair. So we're going to go in the deep end. Randers up against Leicester over in Denmark. Then, of course, played each other just the one time. Of course, Randers won 3, lost 3 of the last 6, 50% form up against the Leicester side who've just won once in the past 6. That one win was against Randers last round. Of course, Leicester City will be taking on Wolves, of course. That'll be on Sunday. Of course, Randers taking on Viborg. Again, that's on actually Monday. Of course, a 1 day less rest for Randers. They're expected to win the game against Viborg. Meanwhile, Wolves are expected to beat Leicester coming out on Sunday as well. So difficult preparation for Leicester City on this one. But of course, they do have the advantage of the first leg of the affair. I think it'll be quite tight on this one again. I've gone with a 2-1 win for Leicester. Of course, which should be comfortable enough for them to go through, even if they do play some reserve. 6-3 in the end for me on the aggregate. They'll go through to join Vitesse Arnhem, and in my eyes, PS Bloody V into the final game of this half, or this section of the of my bracket anyway. It's not really a bracket, but you know what I mean. Of course, it'll be Partizan Belgrade. They'll be hosting Sparta, of course, over in Belgrade. Of course, let's get into the deep end on this one. Where is it now? I'm trying to find it. There it is. Partizan Belgrade up against Sparta Prague. Played each other 2 times, 2005, 2 wins out of 2 for Partizan Belgrade, nothing for Sparta Prague as well. One of them was a friendly, of course, so we don't really look into that, but of course, the one and only game that does matter was the reverse fixture last round. It was a 1-0 win for Partizan Belgrade. Belgrade coming to this just 1 defeat past 6 for them, 75% form. Of course, Sparta Prague coming to this just 1 win in 5 for them, 50% form as well. Of course, Belgrade taking on, of course, Radniki Kujevajic, of course, this coming weekend. That's on Sunday. And Jablonec are hosting Sparta Prague this coming weekend as well. Sparta Prague expected to win. Have no idea about the parts of Belgrade, but I'm sure they're expected to win on this one as well. Tough game, this one again. I think I can't really remember what I've gone with. I think I must have gone with a draw. Yep, smells like a draw, 1-1 in the end. And again, that'll be enough for Partizan Belgrade to go through 2-1 in the end. And again, that'll be a bit of a surprise for the bookmakers on this one. Into the other part of Prague, of course, Slavia Prague will be hosting Fenerbahçe, of course, from Turkey, of course, which will set up another quite tight encounter, and again, one that could go either way. So let's take a close look at this one now, shall we? Of course, now these two sides have played just one time, of course, in recent times anyway, since 2022, it was the reverse fixture. It was a 3-2 win for Slavia Prague over in Turkey. However, Slavia Prague coming to this 1-2, lost 2 of the last 4, 58% form over the last 6, though. Fenerbahçe just 1 win in 5 for them, 42% form as well. Fenerbahçe will take on Hatayspor, of course, this weekend, expected to win. Of course, Slavia Prague taking on Bohemians Prague as well, and also Slavia Prague are expected to win as well. The game's going to take place over in the Czech Republic, of course, and Slavia Prague at home can be quite a different beast. I'm going to go with a comfortable win here, 2-0 in the end, and again, enough to go through. 5-3 in the end to go through to the last 16. Kicking off all, let's go over to Greece and then shall we? Of course, PAOK will be hosting up against Midtjylland, who have a slender lead, I think, on this one. So let's go over to PAOK, of course, and take a look at this one. All games take place on the 24th of Feb. Just the one time, of course, the picture that was the reverse fixture, but PAOK coming to us on the back of their defeat. 75% form for them right now. Meanwhile, Midtjylland 1-2, lost 2 of the last 4, 50% form as well. That's 3 wins, 3 defeats of the last 6 as well. Coming at you though, Midtjylland did pick up that 1-0 win. Prior to that, they come to us on the back of wins over Vålerenga. Meanwhile, PAOK did pick up a couple of wins as well over against, actually won 4 in the spin, didn't they? They beat Smarins, they beat Panathinaikos, AEK Athens, Amatronos as well. So they were on a good run of games, of course, until they faced Midtjylland over in Denmark. Of course, reverse fixture will be quite difficult as well. Of course, PAOK are expected to take on Arias Tedesconi. Of course, they're expected to just about win that one. Midtjylland are taking on Aalborg at home and also expected to win that one. This game's over in Greece, though. It'll be a tough encounter. I think I've got PAOK just nicking it, have I? 1-1 in the end. And again, that'll be just enough for Midtjylland to go through 2-1 in the end to the final 16. Kicking off with Qarabağ, of course, up against Marseille, my boys over in Ligue 1. That's right, of course. Can they continue where they left off? Comfortable win it was in the first leg. Where are you? Qarabağ, that's right. Of course, locking horns for the first and second time, of course. The first one going in favour of Marseille. Qarabağ just 2 defeats past 6 games, 67% form. Meanwhile, same could be said for Marseille, 2 defeats past 6 as well, 67% form at the moment. Of course, kicking ass and taking names. Marseille picked up a 3-1 win last round. They'll take on Clermont Foot and expected to win this weekend. Meanwhile, Qarabağ next match is Marseille, so all attention is on that. Prior to that, they picked up wins over Keisha, Baku as well, and Keisha again in the Azerbaijan top flight and the cup as well. So they're doing the business domestically, but can they do it Europeanly? We'll see about that. But I don't think so. I think it's going to be a tight one, maybe 0-0 draw in the end. I think Marseille are comfortable with that 3-1 that lead. I think they'll just kind of play it out and not really challenge too much because they know they've got the game by the scruff of the neck. So in the end, it'll be a 3-1 win for Marseille on aggregate, and they'll go through to join the likes of Slavia Prague, Midtjylland, and the rest of the gang. And then finally, we have, of course, Bodø Glimt, who've been the surprise packages for me in this tournament. Of course, they've done tremendously well in the group stages to get this far. Of course, will they get over the line? Of course, with the tricky Celtic side who've been ripping it up over in Scotland as well. They played each other just the one time, of course, heading into this one. Bodø Glimt are coming into this 75% form, won 3 of the last 4. Of course, Celtic just won defeat past 6 as well. 83% form as well. Bodø Glimt, though, haven't lost in the last 29 games. Wow. Well, Celtic have actually got a winning streak of 5 matches away from home. But, of course, going to Norway will be a tricky encounter. A 3-1 deficit to return over in Norway as well will also be monumental. What are we looking at here? Of course, Bodø Glimt taking on, of course, Celtic next. Celtic again, all eyes on that one again. Celtic taking on Dundee tomorrow and expected to run riot over them and take out their punishment on them on this game. Of course, I do anticipate a Celtic loss here. A 2-1 win in the end for Bodø Glimt. Again, that will just add to the tally for them. 5-2 and I'm going to get to go through to the actual last 16. Well, of course, that's, of course, my picks for the playoff second legs, of course, with the aggregate score lines. This is what will be left for you at the end of it. PSV will go through. Partizan will join them, double Dutch there. Of course, Leicester City and Partizan will go through. Slavia Prague will join them. Midtjylland, Marseille, and Bodø Glimt. And they'll be joined by these guys. That's, of course, Rennes, AZ Alkmaar, again from, of course, the Juniper League, and in Belgium, Lassic as well. Feyenoord, of course, another Dutch in there to make 3 Dutches. Of course, Basel from, of course, Switzerland. Copenhagen, of course, will join Midtjylland on that one. And Bodø Glimt, of course, will be rejoined by Roma, of course, who is stuffed 6-something last round. Of course, that are not the ties. That's just, of course, the 16 clubs that will go through. Be sure to give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, of course, and get your picks in here. Cut your forecast ECL picks. That's it, my friends. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Of course, I'll check you out all a little bit later on. But until then, guys, we're done for now. Smash your subscribe. I'll see you soon for the next one, whenever that is.